Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. So, students, if you remember the previous lecture, that was about that was about the second reading of the first unit, which was Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, and we have almost done the 6 questions of this unit. Now we have to continue this lesson, and we have to take a start from the question number 7, 8, 9, and 10, and after that we will discuss the extending questions plus the writing skills. So if you go through my previous lectures, so we have already done the question number 6, and hope you all have written these questions in your English notebook as well. So now move towards the question number 7. Go through the question number 7, which is that what does he say about the minorities. They are talking about the Qaid, that what was his views regarding about the minorities. So now move towards the chapter. Here you can just see on page 23. On page 23, just see the second paragraph. I cannot emphasize it too much. Here you have to take a start, and in this paragraph you can cover not only one question, two question. In fact, you can cover the 3 questions. So now I'm going to deliver a lecture on these 3 questions. That is, what are the Qaid's views about the division of India? What does he say about the minorities? And what kind of freedom does Muhammad Ali Jinnah envision for the people of Pakistan in general? So here in this paragraph, you will find out the answers. So the answer of this question, or the main points of this paragraph, is this: that what he said about the minorities. Quaid-e-Azam believed that all the Pakistanis were equal irrespective of religion or caste. Soon after becoming the Governor General of Pakistan, he said to the minorities, "You are free to go to your temples, you are free to go to any place of worship in a state of Pakistan, you may belong to any religion or caste, we all are citizens and equal citizens of the state." Quaid-e-Azam wanted to do justice to all the communities. He was a highly qualified person who also worked as a lawyer, and he wanted to remind the people the last address of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which he said that all men are equal in the eyes of God and all people are the children of Adam and Eve, so all must be given their due rights. So these were the important points related to the question number 7. Now move towards the question number 8. Question number 8 is, what kind of freedom does Muhammad Ali Jinnah envision for the people of Pakistan in general? Again, you have to take help from this paragraph, and the main points which I'm going to highlight of this paragraph are also, you can mention these points as an answer for the question number 8. So I'm going to repeat the question number 8 again. What kind of freedom does Muhammad Ali Jinnah envision for the people of Pakistan in general? So Muhammad Ali Jinnah wanted a true democratic state in which all the citizens would enjoy fundamental rights, and all the communities and sections of the people would be free to lead their lives according to their own religious beliefs and traditions. People would be free to go to their places of worship freely, and there would be no undue restrictions on the citizens. They would be able to express themselves freely, take part in politics, and follow any religion they like. And there would be only equality, justice, fair play, and rule of law. Now move towards the interpreting portion. The interpreting portion, in which the question number 9, what does Muhammad Ali Jinnah mean by Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims? Explain. Now students, here you can see on page 24. On page 24, the second last paragraph, in which you will find the answer of this question. And the main points of this paragraph is this: that the British Raj of India was partitioned into 2 countries, namely India and Pakistan. Jinnah became the president of Pakistan's Constituent Assembly. In an address to the Constituent Assembly on 11 August 1947, Jinnah told about the future of Pakistan as a secular state, and he said this in the following words. In the following words, like you can see, the main highlighted the exact words of the Qaid, which are like this: you may belong to any religion, caste, or creed that has nothing to do with the business of a state. In due course of time, Hindus will cease to be Hindus and Muslims will cease to be Muslims. Not in the religious sense, because it is a personal faith of each individual, but in the political sense as a citizen of a state. He wanted to say that all would be equal citizens of Pakistan and religion is a personal matter of every individual or group, but politically they would be equal citizens of the state and they would enjoy full freedom and their fundamental rights would be protected by the state. Now, the last paragraph, the main points of the last paragraph, and for the last paragraph, we have here the last question of interpreting, which is make a list of the fundamental principles that comprises Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. So here the answer of this question you will find in the last paragraph, and the main points of paragraphs are Jinnah in fact visualized Pakistan a modern democratic state based upon Islamic principles of fraternity, equality, democracy, and fair play. A modern Islamic state. The fundamental principle that comprises Jinnah vision of Pakistan are these. Number one, a true Islamic Republic state. Number two, religious freedom for all the communities. Number three, impartiality and justice. Four, equality and brotherhood. And fifth, cordial relations with the world. So this was the end of the lesson and we are almost finished with the 10 questions of recalling and interpreting. Now students, what you need to do, you have to go through the lecture again. You have to revise all the questions of recalling and interpreting as well, and you have to write the answers of all these questions in your English notebook as well. Now here you can see extending questions. These are almost all the general question which you also need to write in your English notebook as well. These are all general question, like here you can say the 11th question, having read Jinnah's vision of Pakistan and the list of fundamental principles that you made in answer to question number 10 above say. So you have 3 portions for this 11th question. What have we achieved and what not with regard to Jinnah's vision of Pakistan? This is a question, like this is a kind of general question in which you have to write your own vision, your own views. What do you think? Be part of this question. Now students, what do you think? Do we have the Pakistan that Jinnah wanted? Why yes or why not? If you are your answer is yes, that yes we are having the Pakistan as Jinnah wanted, so you have to give the reasons. But if your answer is no, that no we are not having a Pakistan as Jinnah wanted, so you also have to write the answers for the no as well. So if your answer is in yes or in no, it depends on you. It's up to you that how you attempt this answer in your own words, in your own way. The C part of this question, where did we go astray as regard to achieving the Pakistan that Jinnah wanted for us? Again, you have to give your views, you have to write your own point of view that as Jinnah wanted for us. So where we go astray, like what do you think? Are we following that path, that whatever he suggested for us, or not? It would appear that we as Pakistanis have failed to achieve the vision of the father of a nation so far. What is the best way now for us to release his vision? Discuss. In this question you have to share, or you have to write, or you have to give your own views. So almost all the parts of this question are same, little bit slightly they are different from each other. So you have to write this question in your English notebook as well. Extending, you have to also do this question. Skip the oral activity, now move towards the writing skills. Your previous assignment of the previous lecture was this, that write an essay on the great leader Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and almost all the students did very well. I just go through your assignments. So now students, for today's lecture, your next assignment is, you can see on page 27, writing skills. The second part, that is your assignment for today's lecture. What is the question? What should we do to make Pakistan a stable and prosperous country? You have to write this answer in a answer form, not in an essay form. You have to just write this question in answer form, like that should be 40 to 45 words limit, and you have to just give your views that what should we do to make Pakistan a stable and prosperous country. You have to write your own views and what you are thinking and what are your thoughts and what we need to do in order to make our country stable and strong again as Jinnah wanted. So hope the lecture is clear to you. I will be waiting for your assignment, and kindly go through the lesson, go through the video lecture, and go through all the questions again in detail as your homework task and as your assignment. Take care and Allah Hafiz.